What's up guys, Chiggs here from Chiggs Tech Reviews. So in this video I'm going to be putting the new Google Pixel 4 through a series of tests to find out exactly what this smartphone is capable of. Now I have the Oh-So orange color and I just unboxed this yesterday, so if you missed that I will link that in the description box below. Now my tests will include disk speeds, Wi-Fi, GPS, DRMs, benchmark, some gaming, some camera shots, and we'll finish off with my smartphone benchmark chart to see how this phone ranks with the other top devices. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first test has to be the boot up speed test. Smartphone is totally off, so let's switch it on and see how long it takes. Here we go. So booting up. So that was pretty quick. It took just under 10 seconds to boot up from a cold start. So first of all, we are going to test the internal read and write speeds of this smartphone. And for your convenience, I will be speeding up most of these tests. So here are your results. Read speed 295 and write speed 92. Let me know if that's what you were expecting. So next test, we're just going to have a look at CPU-Z. And we're just going to check out the information that we have on this. So it says Snapdragon 855, 2.84 gigahertz. We've got the Adreno 640. If we go to device, it says Pixel 4 Flame by Google, 6 gigs of RAM. Now this one is 64 gigs of internal storage, so really you're getting 50 gigs usable, and we have just over 40 gigs available after I installed all my games and these apps. System information, Android version 10, of course, not rooted. And this is one of the only devices I believe that is currently available officially with Android 10. Okay, so just checking out the DRM Info, and you can see, and we do have Google Widevine level 1, which basically means Netflix is going to be supported in HD, and Netflix is supported in HDR. Let's see what the quality looks like, shall we? If we jump into YouTube, you can see we have support for 1080p at 60 frames per second, and again supports HDR. I'll quickly see what that looks like. So definitely great quality video playback and streaming. 1080p, 60 frames per second, HDR, looks stunning. Okay, so now we're going to do a quick Wi-Fi speed test. So in the Wi-Fi speed test, we got download speeds of 67 and upload speeds of 18 megabits per second. And my current broadband package is 70 megabits per second. Okay, so now we're going to run a quick GPS test. So this is an indoor GPS test, and you've seen how quick it was to obtain a fix. So the Pixel 4 has a very good GPS. So now it's time for some gaming, and I have downloaded some of the most demanding and also popular games. So the first game I definitely want to play is Mario Kart Tour. I love this game, by the way. Okay, so that's Mario Kart. You saw it played really nice and smooth. Next game we have to play is Asphalt 9. And then we're going to jump on to some multiplayer action with Call of Duty. That was very enjoyable. The graphics looked insane. Now this is the smaller 5.7 inch screen, but I have to say the 90 Hz display makes a big difference in gaming. So let's change the game now to probably my most favorite game out of the bunch, Call of Duty. Okay, so we're going to jump into a multiplayer game. This game has to be my favorite shoot 'em up of all time. I like it better than Fortnite, I like it better than PUBG Mobile. It's a real Call of Duty console experience. It's probably like a PS3 graphics in your hands. He was well armoured. Now this smartphone has followed what iPhone has done, and there is no fingerprint scanner at all, front or back. Instead, you get a very fast face unlock. And as you can see, it's probably one of the quickest I've tested so far on a smartphone. So just briefly testing out the audio quality. Now we do have stereo speakers, one front firing and one at the bottom. So let's hear how it sounds. Wow, crystal clear sound. So this is a quick test of the new Pixel 4 rear-facing camera, 4K at 30 frames per second with image stabilization. And this is what the microphone sounds like. It's not a windy day, but it is a dull day. And it is raining slightly, so I'm glad this smartphone is IP68. Now let's switch to the front facing. So 1080p at 60 frames per second, front facing camera, and there is image stabilization. And this is what you can expect in terms of video quality. Alright, so next up we're going to do a Geekbench test. So here we go. So here are your Geekbench results: single core 3506 and multi-core 10,440. So moving on now to the Antutu benchmark test. So in the Antutu benchmark test we achieved a total score of 344K. So let's see how this compares with the others. So here is my top performing smartphone chart for 2019, showing you the latest smartphones and seeing how they compare with each other. And as you can see, the Google Pixel 4 has taken position 15 on this chart with a benchmark score of 344K. Now you can view the full versions of all my charts online at chigstech.com and read them at your leisure. So there you have it guys, that was my hands-on speed test of the Google Pixel 4. And here are my thoughts on this device. Build quality is actually very good. You have a metal and glass construction, and I really like the matte finish on the back. The phone does manage to feel ultra premium in the hands. However, if you look at the front of the phone, you have a massive bezel on the top and bezels going all the way around. And from the front, I can't say that it looks like a 2019 flagship device. Performance wise, it deserves its merit. Snapdragon 855, a beautiful 90Hz OLED display, along with stock Android version 10, motion sense with swipe gestures, all give an overall great user experience. Now, being a Google device, you can also expect to receive the latest Android updates first. Gaming on the 90Hz OLED display is absolutely outstanding. All the games looked and played beautifully fluid and on the highest graphical settings. Now, the camera department is where the Pixel 4 excels. This year's model has improved the camera with a great night sight mode, and you have additional telephoto lens. However, it's a shame to not include a wide angle lens, which is more widely appreciated rather than a telephoto, which hardly gets used. Otherwise, you have a great overall camera experience. Now, photos and videos still look stunning as they did on the Pixel 3. I think the portrait mode looks slightly improved. A camera comparison would be interesting to see if it is better than last year's model. So let me know if that's what you want to see. Meanwhile, stereo speakers are very good quality. There is no distortion at all. You have crystal clear stereo sound, and it gets pretty loud too. Battery life can last you a day with heavy usage, with around 4 to 5 hours of on-screen time. Furthermore, an 18-watt fast charger is included in the box, and it takes around 18 minutes to fully charge from 0%. Face unlock is actually very fast and responsive, and with the addition of motion sense technology, the device can sense that you are going to pick up your smartphone, and therefore it starts loading the camera unlock software early, giving you a very fast face unlocking experience. Now let's talk about the extras. There is no headphone jack, MicroSD card slot, or fingerprint sensor, but we do have wireless charging, IP68 rating, motion sense technology, and a 90Hz OLED display. Bottom line, the Google Pixel 4 is a bold statement by Google. It is an impressive device to use. You're getting a great user experience, a great camera, and a beautiful display. Now, the outdated design on the front and the battery size are questionable choices, especially for the base model. At the same time, I absolutely love the matte finish on the back. The frame going around the device also has a matte finish, and the overall feel of the phone in your hands is grippy and beautiful. It feels really nice in the hands. And also, having a matte finish, there are no fingerprints left on the device. And I'm also happy to see wireless charging and IP68 rating. Furthermore, I do wish Google included a wide-angle lens. That, I believe, would have been a game-changing feature. And finally, let's talk about the price. The base model of the Pixel 4 will cost you £669 for 64 gigs and $769 for the 128 gig model. I think 128 should have been standard in the base model, priced at $669, and that would have definitely added much needed value to this handset. So those are my thoughts on the Google Pixel 4. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this going to be your next flagship smartphone? Also, do let me know if you want to see a camera comparison with a smartphone of your choice. And with that being said, I'll leave the links in the description so you guys can check this product out. Meanwhile, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a brilliant day. See you guys in the next one.